So now we're on to the tail section, and for this one I'm not going to be taking it off. I've done this before. This tail I'm going to do in 2 pieces, and I'm going to show you guys how I do that. Clean it up first, which I've already cleaned this pretty well. Instead of taking some vinyl, there's one little thing you can do. This is the backing of the vinyl, and you can kind of get an idea of what you're gonna need. It's gonna be the end right there. There's a line right here. Okay. Okay. Something like that. See? And that'll be for this whole piece. Okay? And then what's cool about this is it's the same on the other side. It's the exact opposite. So now you're gonna go measure your vinyl. Okay, so I'm actually gonna start on the bottom. Reason being, when I go to lay the second vinyl over when I'm doing a seamed cut, I want it to go over. I want the top part to go over the bottom part and not the other way around. Go ahead and apply your tape, your knife tape. Again, being wary of where it goes, the string, and start at the bottom and work my way up. Just like that. So in the areas that you can't really see, this is just a way to make it last a little bit longer. All I'm gonna do is make a cut here, straight as I can, and then I'm gonna go ahead and fold that over, like that, right? And if you really want to, you could take out this little tab. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, I'm just going to make a cut here. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then from here, see this part right there? I'm just gonna fold that over. As neat as possible. See that? See how clean that is? You're not gonna be able to see that because, see if I can get closer. Really can't even see. It's right here. See? It goes right over that. Just like that. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing in here with my finger. So in this fairing, there's this little space in between the silver and the black, right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push in the vinyl in between there, and that's where I'm going to make my cut. So right here is where I'm pushing my finger in, and that's where my blade's gonna go. You can use like a, I don't know, like a pick or something, but I'm just gonna use my finger. You can use like a credit card or driver's license or something, but I'm just gonna use my finger. And I'm just gonna glide it over that area. Nice and slow and steady. And that is where the knife tape is. Just like that. I'm gonna go over here and just lift up this way so I can get some material left over for this side. A little trick you can try to do is put a light right up in there. So I'm gonna use my phone like that. And you see that? You see how you can kind of see what you're doing now? Now you have a kind of a guide. That'll be recessed. And then same thing. Just start on one side. And the other. And I'm pretty sure this is where my bolt goes. So the cut on this doesn't have to be perfect. You want to make sure okay, there you go. So the bolt's gonna be here anyway. Okay, I'm gonna put my finger in between those fairings again. And like I said, you could use a card for that, but I'm just gonna use my finger to get that vinyl up in there. Okay, you see that? Very clean. I haven't shrunk it yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with the If there's any place that I would have recommended to do those folding tabs like I did on the right side fairings, it definitely would be here, just because of how tight the tolerances are. I feel like this could have used some extra reinforcements, but honestly, I don't really care for that at this point. It looks really good to me, and if it starts lifting, this is a small enough part that if I really wanted to in one day, I could take everything off and redo it, so it's not that big a deal for me. I'm gonna take the risk since it is so small, and it's gonna be easy to repair. And if I do take it off, it's gonna be easy to do in one piece, so that's why I didn't do it. All right guys, so it's officially day 4 of this tutorial. And basically, I don't know if you guys are starting to see a pattern. I'm letting the vinyl rest. I'm letting it sit, you know, overnight, and I'm coming back to check for imperfections that I can fix before I go out there and start riding. Now, this tail section, I actually took my time on it. It actually turned out really well. Now what I decided to do is finish this demonstration. I'm gonna go ahead and do a one-piece wrap on this tail. I feel like a lot of you guys are gonna ask me if it's possible to do it in one piece and if I could demonstrate. So I'm just gonna go ahead and well, I'm not gonna rip this off yet. I'm gonna finish off this, it's called an overlay. You're basically laying another piece. Basically it's a two-piece wrap, right? So the technique is called an overlay, and I apologize if I'm not getting the terminologies right, but you know, I'm showing you guys the techniques on how to do it. The terminologies is neither here nor there. So right now what I'm gonna do is finish this overlay just so I can demonstrate to you guys how it works. So that way you guys are comfortable with doing two-piece wraps. And then I'm gonna go ahead and rip all this off and then do this whole tail section in one piece. Okay, so I ran out of space in my memory card, but basically I laid the tape right over this bottom piece, just a little bit over, and then I laid this vinyl down like that. And then obviously you're gonna want to continue to wrap it if you're doing this in two pieces. Okay, so just like before, you start this off something like that. I think it's like over here somewhere. Okay. And all you're gonna do is pull just like before, and then you're gonna take this bottom piece off, and essentially you have a seam or an overlay. And it actually does come out really nice. See, can't really tell. Alright, so now you guys have learned how to do a two-piece wrap. Now I'm going to show you guys how to do a one-piece on this more complicated piece right here. It's really not that complicated, but I'm going to show you guys just so you guys can see that it can be done. like an overlay. Okay. So now this just, the reason you want to do this, it just relieves tension from this corner. So there it is, I started that right there. Now what I'm going to do, can you guys see that? I'm going to overlap this piece. See? So, get you guys a little closer. Okay. So there's that piece that I folded this way, and the other piece I'm going to fold the other way. And it's just like an intentional crease. And this is more for durability, I guess. I really want it to, well, let's do this one. Let's do the bottom side first. Okay, that looks good. And now I'm going to do the top side. This is, like I said, this is an intentional crease. It's a crease that I can live with. Vinyl wrap is not perfect, guys, and the more time you spend trying to perfect it, the harder it is going to be for you. So just some things are just, you're just going to have to accept that that's just how it is, okay? And I'm also going to do it for this this back side. So yeah, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna do it again over here just because it's kind of the same deal. Trim it down just a bit. And then just find a good spot. To make your cut. If you guys can see that. Okay. Okay, same thing. Let's start with, let's see what we got to work with here. Bottom looks good. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one in first, I think. Trim this excess. Okay. Pull that in like that. Bada bing, bada boom. And then I'm gonna cut along this right here. Okay. Now pull up on this side. Let me try this side. Not liking how this, I mean, again, the seat's gonna cover it, so it doesn't really affect much. I'm just trying to find the best way. I wanted the bottom piece over the, okay, I'm gonna shrink that a bit. There you go. a little bit cleaner. And again, this right here doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, make it as nice looking as possible. Okay. And again, I'm gonna trim that right here. I'm just using my finger to kind of mark it. Okay. So like I explained in the two-piece style, see this fairing and this fairing in between? I'm not even gonna take this fairing off. I'm just gonna try to push the vinyl in there with using my nail, and that's where I'll make my cuts. So just like before, you wanna reinforce the corners by shrinking shrinking the vinyl onto the corners and then making your cuts. So I really wanted to show you guys what I was talking about when I meant like I'm pushing my fingers in between the fairing that's painted and the black part. So that's where I'm making my cuts right there. So it's like this area right here. So I'm basically pushing my fingers in and I'm using the blade, and I'm using this as a guide to help me cut right in there. See that? So I'll push the vinyl in there and then I'll cut along this, and that'll be my guide. And then, so I'll make my cuts and I'll pull away. See how perfect that is? And then what you're gonna do is add some heat just to further shrink that vinyl onto that curve right there. Alright guys, so that's it. That's the one-piece tail section. As you can see, it doesn't look too bad. Actually looks really good. I think doing the tail section in 2 pieces is still just as aesthetically pleasing, but it's a lot quicker. This is the longer way. So I basically did the same. I just tucked everything in on the inside to help anchor the vinyl down. And then, you know, I use this as a guide to cut. If you really want to get into, you know, you want to make it even cleaner, take this off and, you know, do the same thing I did here on these. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that, oh god, that it's possible to wrap this in one piece. All right, so I think we got that tail section down pretty good now. So now I'm gonna talk about 2 more things. I'm gonna hit this tank shroud. Since this middle part is black, I'm not gonna hit that with vinyl. I'm actually just gonna wrap the silver part, and I'm gonna keep this this black on there. But if I were to wrap it, okay, if I were to wrap it, I would likely wrap it in 2 pieces. I would line this right here. I'd probably like line this with tape somewhere, and then this side too. Something like that. And then, so this will be a piece, and this will be a piece down here, and then this will be a piece down here. So 3 pieces. This one, the seam is not going to be really that noticeable, just because of the shape of the tank. So if you're wanting to wrap this shroud, this specific one or any other one, I've done a jigsaw shroud in 1 piece, to be honest. And like, don't be discouraged. This can be done in 1 piece. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. But if you're patient, you can do it in 1 piece. Like, that's kind of like the recurring theme in this whole tutorial is just be patient, take your time. If you screw up, no big deal, you can fix it or just start over. But the main thing here is just be patient. Patience is key. Don't cut until you're confident about your cuts, okay? So let's get this done. 2-piece on this side. Okay, I'm gonna run the tape right here. Okay, and right at that recess is where I'm gonna start because I want the most material in there. Everything else is just gonna get stretched out. So again, I'm just gonna run my finger down the groove and then I'm gonna pull up. Just like that. Okay, get material. Down here. Okay. Find that seam. Actually, I messed up. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this. I was gonna cut this with a blade, but I think I'm gonna throw some tape on there too. So, run some tape down here. This tape I'm gonna want just outside of the painted silver. You can see that? Notice how this is gonna be on top of this. That means I'm gonna have to pull on this first, which I don't wanna do. This is gonna be pulled last, so I have to lift this side up and then put it underneath this one, okay? That way when I go to pull, this one will come off first, and then this will be later on once I lay this down. It'll make sense in a minute, watch. So I'm switching these over. Just like that. See, you can even pull up on this knifeless tape. It's all just tape. It can be reapplied. Okay, make sure all the air pockets are gone. Okay, let's keep this going. Keep this momentum going, guys. It's getting late. It's already day 4. I'm doing this wrap video in between everything else in my schedule, so really heating it up just to make sure we're good, okay? And then I think we're good. Keep this knifeless tape real quick. Knifeless tape time. Beautiful. Okay. Just like that. Let's fold that in. Again, this part, just use the back of the blade. Okay. Start anywhere, really. And then just keep pressure. Okay. This is all pressed in nicely. Okay. Keep going. Okay. Where that tape is, and I'm just gonna pull that off. Okay. Hit it with some heat. Looks good. Okay, I'm gonna cut the rest of this off. Okay, right here, again, I'm not that worried about this part. All right, so this doesn't have to be pretty. What you can do is, I Like this always shows up in my on my bike when I put the little plastic piece right here. It always shows. What you can do besides wrapping over it is just take a Sharpie and just paint it black. If you really need to, it'll come off with alcohol. I might do that, but for now I'm just gonna do that. Get up in there. This little screw, okay. Yeah, I think it did it. Yeah. Yep, I can pull that off. Okay. Okay, so that came off just enough. Actually, more than I wanted to. But just kind of get it over like this. Okay. Make sure you got no creases. Get that over like that. Hit it with some heat. Really shrink it on. Okay. Let that cool for a sec, and then press it in. Get that side. Okay, now make your cuts. I still have old vinyl up in here. Get that out. Okay. Boom. Again, you're going to shrink this piece right here. Can you see that? Yeah. Really just kind of conform that around it. You're going to get air pockets here, but this can't be seen, and it's really not that, that's a non-issue really. I'm going to start my cut over here and go down. Let me see if I can find a spot to cut. And then this, I'm just gonna, okay, I'm just gonna keep pulling this way. Okay, cut that off, fold those in. Again, heat. Really shrink that in there. There you go. Okay. So just a hair over this bottom piece. Okay, right here. This is where I'm going to start, because I need to push in material in here, because there's windows, it's a lot of recesses. This is where I'm going to start, and I'm just going to pull out. Pull out. All right. Let's peel the whole thing. This part is pretty flat, to be honest, except for all those windows. Okay, find it right there. Okay, so start with like one. Start with one, try to get some material in there, and move on to the next. Again, just what you're just trying to do is just trying to get as much material in those recesses as possible. See how I'm just pushing material into it. and I'm just gonna let that form with heat. This part is really annoying, but again, just be patient, figure out a starting point, and just fill with material. Yeah. Just like before, there's going to be a ton of little wrinkles in here. Just do your best to stretch that out. Stretching out the flat parts are like you can do it. You can stretch on the flats more than the recessed areas, just because you need a lot of material in there for it to not lift. Essentially, you're just preventing the vinyl from lifting in here, because there's a lot of potential for it to lift. So you want to put as much raw material in there as possible. Okay. And again, remember this recess? This part I don't really care about, because I know there's going to be enough material to fill these little indents, because I'm going to cut like a little X there and I'm going to push them in. So it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty happy here. Just going to leave that be for now. Not going to hit it with heat yet. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of here. Just like that. Make sure I peel the right one. Okay. Get this out of the way. Push that down, hit it with some heat. Looks great. Should be good. Trying to get that in with my finger. Alright, so get in there and focus. Okay, so it's hard to tell, but there's more material on this side of the windows. There's more area, surface area. So I'm going to need more material on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut more on this side, if that makes sense. So that way I can bring material into here. Okay, cut here for material here. So you can feel it. Cut here for material here. So, heat, push in, okay, cut, find a good place to cut. No. Okay. Now I'm gonna pick this back up. Start pulling those in. You want to anchor those pieces. See that? Okay. So, oh, you guys see that? There's that. And all I'm gonna do now is apply a little bit of heat, just a little at a time, just to help shrink everything into place. Now I'm gonna cut an X on here. Right, something like this. So what I essentially did is created a escape. And I'm just gonna hit it. Start on one side. Work my way towards the middle. And it doesn't have to be perfect, like I said. You might even wanna use a squeegee for this. Just to get in those little crevices. Okay, start pushing towards the middle. Okay, so now you got some relief cuts, and shouldn't be any air bubbles. Pull it with heat one time, really good, and then find the bubbles, get them out. And pushed in. All right, so that's it. Add some double stick tape to this, and then that should stay. This I'm pretty happy with. There's like little bits that I probably just cut off, but you know, it turned out really good. This was these little windows, man, they were pretty difficult. That little imperfection out of the way. Okay. Looks good. Okay guys, so I only have two more pieces to do and the bike is done, but you guys have seen the process and how it's done. Okay. Again, just be really patient. Take your time. Don't be afraid to mess up, because you will mess up your first time. You're gonna mess up a lot, and that's part of the learning. Just enjoy the learning process, I think, and the more you do it, the better you're gonna get. I wasn't this good when I first started, and honestly, there's still a lot that I feel like I can learn, but every time I rewrap my bike, or I wrap a new bike, something with new lines, I learn something, and that's all it is, guys. It's really fun to vinyl wrap, and I did this over the course of 4 days, so this is my 4th day. It really just took this long because I was trying to film and trying to get information into the video, and really I did it during my spare time, and I enjoy vinyl wrapping. I feel like it's a great way to learn a new skill and to customize the look of your motorcycle for cheap. I mean, like the 5x5 roll of this vinyl that I got, I paid 70 bucks after shipping. And you know, obviously the more you buy, the less per square foot that they charge. So yeah, but don't be afraid to buy a lot of vinyl. Experiment, guys. All those techniques, those are all just basic techniques. You guys can go wild and do like crazy designs. So let's get into the last thing, and this thing is super important and it's very easy to do. It's basically, you want to make sure you cut out these, okay, where the screws and stuff go. You want to cut those out, because when you go to, if you don't cut them out and you go to put a screw in, it's gonna wrinkle right on the outsides. Okay, so cut them out. I use an X-Acto knife to cut them. It's just a little bit sharper and just narrower, so I can get inside of the really small holes like the ones on my front fairing right here. So I'm just gonna hand hold it, and show you guys how easy it is. So I push it in with my finger, and it forms that little divot or indent or whatever, and I'll just work my way around. Now this doesn't have to be perfect, but again, all you want is a place for the screw to fit in. Hey, look, I'm doing this with one hand, kind of using like a sawing motion, a very light sawing motion, and then there it is. That's good enough. There's no material for the screw to catch. Okay. Now you want to do that for all of them. Okay, everywhere a screw goes and there's vinyl on there, cut it out. Don't be lazy. It'll just ruin your vinyl. Alright guys, so I hope that tutorial helped you in some way, shape, or form. I hope you guys enjoy the process of vinyl wrapping. I know these two videos are kind of long, but I really wanted to go into depth and detail, and I really wanted you guys to see that it can be done, and all it takes is just a little bit of patience, just a little bit of knowledge, and if you screw up, that's okay. You can fix things, you can pull the vinyl off and reapply it. And again, you always want to buy extra vinyl. I only did 5x5 on this bike because I already had extra from a previous wrap that I did. It wasn't that big of a deal for me to just use that small amount, but I suggest getting like a 10x5 if you're gonna wrap your whole motorcycle. If you're wrapping only pieces, obviously probably get double the amount that you would need, just in case you screw up. My daughter's crying. So anyway, I hope this video helped you guys out. If you would, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up on both the videos. Throw me some comments. If you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram, or just throw the comment on the videos on one of them. I think I covered a lot. I'm pretty sure I didn't cover everything, but I hope this is enough for you guys to get started in vinyl wrapping. I want to see, actually, you know what? Look, throw me a DM on Instagram if you are planning on vinyl wrapping your bike, and then throw me a DM, say, hey man, here's my bike. I'll follow you because I want to see what kind of wrap jobs you guys do, man. I'm curious to see if anybody actually tries to vinyl wrap their motorcycles because of this video that I made. I worked so hard on this video. I ignored her cries for a few times, and yeah, so I think that's it for the video. We're gonna close it out here. Oh, yeah, we're gonna close it out here, and I hope you guys have a great day, and good luck on wrapping your bikes. All right, can you say bye to everybody? Can you say bye? All right, guys, Adobo is out.